Welcome, listeners. I'm your humble host, Joe Williams. Thoughts on business topics of some importance. You're listening to The Radcast. Meticulous planning doesn't work well. The famous quote from one of President Eisenhower's speeches was, "Plans are worthless, but planning is everything." What does that exactly mean? I'm intrigued by stories that do comparison between meticulous, technocratic, detailed plans on a project versus one that is sort of winging it, but makes it just the focus of the end goal in mind. Which one wins out? I remember hearing the story between the Sydney Opera House, which was hailed as one of the most detailed planned projects to be devised in Australia, but became the world's gross example of one that failed to even remotely go as planned, with something like a 1,400% cost overruns, and it took over a decade to even finish beyond the planned completion date. The opposite supposedly happened with the Sydney Harbour Bridge, finished early and under budget. With the Harbour Bridge, the story goes that the project manager just asked what the budget was and when do you want it to be completed by, and that's what they went with. Well, I'm sure there was much more to the story, but the Sydney Opera House was planned in great detail with day by day exact materials needed, move times, man hours per job function, and all the way to the last bolt and nut. But the Harbour Bridge, not nearly as much detailed planning went into that project. It is something we call the planning fallacy. We, as humans, have no real way to predict the future, and the future is inherently unpredictable. So why is planning necessary if things normally don't go according to plans? Planning is basically a map towards an outcome, and that is the best we can strive for. Plans can be very linear, like going from point A to B, or have contingencies with many outcomes. Or it may be even emergency planning, which you hope never actually happens, but still have plans just in case. Whatever it is, you are seeking a desired outcome with your plans. The act of planning just puts your mind in motion to start to move forward. That is why we hear quotes about planning is the essential ingredient, not actually the plan itself. But the real goal of any plan is to get to X of that treasure map of success. Planning starts your journey. Just be careful of planning each and every footstep, as it really is unnecessary, because it will never happen in that way. Know where you are and where you need to go. Let the journey take you there.